Yo, what's going on, guys? Another episode of Dom Sean Fishing. But sadly for some of you, and probably most of you, it's not another episode. It's a new episode. And if you're one of those people, don't hesitate to go down right now and hit that subscribe button. Let me first tell you that if you're wondering where I've been and whatnot, that'll be towards the end of the video, just so that way I don't bore all the people that are only here to learn about this right here. This being the 13 Fate Black. This is a rod that I picked up last year. I think it might have been the only rod that I got brand new this past year for open water fishing. As sad as that may be to sound, I didn't really prioritize fishing rods as one of the things I wanted to prioritize. Mainly because I kept breaking fishing scales once every 2-3 weeks. So I was constantly spending $40 on a new scale, which cut into rod budget. But I would say if I had to pick any rod to have bought last year, it was this one right here. This was a real beaut to have on the boat with me. Every single day, it seemed like I was picking up this rod. The rod itself that I have at least is a 7'1" medium fast action. I really like this rod for things like a weightless wacky rig, fishing stuff that's kind of lighter, but you still want a little bit more of a rod to it. I wanted to get it for drop shot fishing just because it had the little drop shot keeper on there. That's the main selling point for this rod for me, because I was looking for something to do drop shot fishing with, not factoring in the rest of the rod, which, I'm not upset by it, but I'm just kind of, not what I picked it up for. But it still turned out to be a great purchase and a great rod overall. I'm not sponsored, as many people would say, by 13. All rod reviews, I'm not sponsored. This, I'm not sponsored by at all. If 13's watching this, trying to get input on what people are thinking about their rods, go down, hit me up. I'd love to be sponsored by you because I love the products. But that's not what I'm here for. I'm not trying to sell you the rod. I'm just trying to give you insight on whether or not you should buy this rod. So I kind of just realized as I was finishing up the video about to take down my tripod that in the background is a giant 13 fishing thing that I made 2 years ago, and maybe even 3 years ago in wood shop at school. So if you're looking at this exact model as to whether or not you should buy it for drop shot fishing, don't. You're not gonna want this for drop shot fishing. One, because the rod itself is not as sensitive as what I would want for drop shot fishing. A lot of times when you're drop shot fishing, the bite is really subtle. It's not something that you really feel, and it's more just, it's not something that you really feel through the rod. You kind of feel it lightly. And with this, that feeling that is there barely is not there at all. So when you are fishing, a lot of times you realize there's a fish on by just a little bit of weight on there, which I don't like. I like being able to feel that fish bite it, let it just take the line just real slightly and then set the hook, instead of having to jig up and then notice there's a fish on there. That's not what I want to do. But overall, other than that, this rod is pretty amazing. I really like the fact that the rod as a whole for $100 is worth the money. There's some things about it that I wish were a little bit better, like this part right here next to the reel seat. I don't know what this little thing is called, but anyways, as I was casting one day, it just kind of pulled up out of there and out of the cork and slides around on this pretty easily. Not a huge problem, just something I kind of neglected to take care of recently, but all it needs is just a little bit of super glue. But I kind of wish that was glued in there just a little bit better. And then another thing I'm not a huge fan about this reel with is the reel seat. When you put the reel in there, there's this little plate, which at first I really liked it. It makes it look nice, it says Fate Black on there. But I noticed when you put a reel in there, I don't know if that's supposed to stay in there or not, but when you put a reel in there, it's really tight, which is nice when you get a reel in there, but getting a reel in there could be quite the struggle. So I got it. It took a little bit less time this time than it has before. But the reel, it sits in there nicely once you get it in there. It locks down nice and tight, and the reel is not going to become loose over time by using it, just because one, where your hands sit is nowhere near where the actual spinning part is. I really like that. I hate spinning rods that have the whole spinny thing that locks it down up here in the front, because that's right where I'm holding. That's right where every single time when I'm fishing, I'm like this right here, you know? And when you hold it like that continuously all day, all you end up doing is slowly loosening your reel, and then you set the hook on a nice fish and your reel kind of turns all wonky, could potentially cause you to not get a good hook set on a fish. So I do like the fact that it's back there. And I also like how it looks really nice, like that little gold touch in there. The ribbed part makes it look nice. Artistic wise, this rod nails the mark at that. And then also I just like the way the back section looks, because it has the wing grip down here. I guess, I don't know if it's the actual wing grip, but it's that kind of material. So that way when you're casting with this thing and kind of using two hands potentially in the rain, your hand that's down here is not going to slip, since it doesn't have a whole lot to hold on to other than just this little short part right here. But then up here, it's all cork to keep the weight down, which I also really like. This combo right here is exactly what I used, and it's really balanced pretty nicely. It could be better. I mean, I could potentially go back. I don't know. It's balanced pretty nicely. I would say like that's pretty level. So it balances in the hands really nicely and all that. If you want to see a review on this reel, this is the 13 Fishing Creed K. It goes along with this rod really nice. It has some gold accents on it as well. And now that I think about it, this video just seems more and more like a paid promotion by 13. You know, potentially 13, I could do this more often for you guys if, you know, you sponsored me, but that's beyond the point. But yeah, if you want to see a review on this reel, it's on my channel. Just scroll through the videos and you'll find it in the picture. It's like titled the best $40 fishing reel, because it is. This combo right here is only $140, maybe $150, I'm not for sure. It could be $150, but this combo right here is amazing. One of my favorite combos that I have in the boat all the time. But I know I'm talking about the rod, so I'll stick to the rod. The rest of the rod, the guides on it are actually pretty large guides. These don't fit into normal sized spinning rod like tube things. You have to get the large version, which I don't have, so I can't cover this rod up. Hence why there's little marks like this on the rod. But that's another thing to keep in mind while you are, you know, purchasing this rod. If you want to protect it, get the extra large rod sleeves, because those just normal sized ones, at least for me, they don't cover the guides. They don't go around these larger guides. Then up at the front, I really like how there's so many guides on this rod. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 guides counting the tip on this rod, which for $100 is a pretty decent amount of guides. Like if I was making a custom rod, which I have before, that's about the amount of guides I would put on a 7'1" rod. Maybe 1 or 2 more, but that would be a completely custom rod. This is something you can go in the store, buy for $100. So yeah. The tip also is really nice. I like how these two end guides are so close. It just adds that a little bit added sensitivity. Like I said, the sensitivity in this rod really isn't that great. It's not soft enough as what I would like either. Like the tip, it's a fast. It doesn't, you know, have that much sensitivity. It doesn't bend as much as I would like, which is why I don't use this rod for drop shot fishing. I use it for wacky rigs, like I said, you know, skipping wacky rigs up under docks. I use it for, what else do I even use this for? I mean, I use this rod for drop shots, but simply because my other spinning rod is like a stiffer rod and it just didn't work for drop shots. But I did use this one for it. But if I had another option, one with a little bit more sensitive of a tip, I would use it, and that's probably what I'm going to be picking up this springtime. Now, if you guys are only interested in this video because of the rod, then make sure to just stop right now if you don't care about the rest of the video. And actually, you know what? Change plans. We're taking a detour, not doing what I envisioned to do the end of the video, because this video is already long enough. You know, I care about you guys. I care about your time. So we're not going to talk about why I was gone so long. I'm sure you guys can figure out by all the last 40 times I've said why I was gone so long. I've just been busy and whatnot. So yeah, I'm not going to touch on that topic. But if you guys really care enough, go down in the comments, comment a question, why I was gone so long, you know, maybe roast me, say how much of a crappy YouTuber I am, but just, yeah, that's where I'm going to leave it at. If you guys are interested in any more things about this rod, maybe my other opinions on parts of it that I didn't touch on already, go down in the comments and leave a comment and question about that as well. And if you guys are looking for more reviews, leave a like on this video. If this video gets 10 likes, that's, I know, a lot, 10 likes. That's like how many fingers I have. I will personally find a new product to review, whether that's a reel I have, maybe a rod that I haven't done yet. I think there's like 1 or 2 that I haven't done, or maybe some kind of lure or whatnot. But if you guys just, that way I know what you guys are looking to see in the future, because my ideas are running slim and my words are starting to grow large because I just keep rambling on. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys next time in the next video if you subscribe. If not, well then have fun watching somebody else's YouTube videos, I guess. But yeah, like I said, I'm back, probably, most likely, who knows. But yeah, peace.